Democracy is essential to all we at Neumann University and Americans everywhere are able to accomplish. Without the freedom, prosperity, and peace that only democracy provides with any regularity, most of what we all benefit from would not exist. But democracy is facing major threats. The pillars of democracy are not well understood by some Americans and by some people around the world. For example, a UCLA study found that nearly half of today's incoming college freshmen disagree with an element crucial to our democracy: freedom of speech. That is twice the number as in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. We at Neumann University are pleased to host this video in which you will learn little-known, important secrets and facts about democracy. You will also hear about threats it is facing. We urge you to do what you can in your community to help strengthen democracy in America and around the world. Here at Neumann University, we offer career-focused majors on a suburban campus in Delaware County. The Catholic Franciscan campus culture emphasizes respect for individuals, concern for the environment, and social responsibility. Areas of study include the arts and sciences, business, education, and nursing, with internships or clinical experiences available in every field. Neumann has been recognized as a national leader in affordable tuition and institutional financial aid. We invite you to visit our website and to learn more.
I'm Congressman Pat Meehan, and it's my privilege to represent Pennsylvania's 7th Congressional District in the United States House of Representatives. Winston Churchill once said that democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others that have been tried from time to time. And in this video, you'll learn why democracy is pivotal to peace, prosperity, and freedom. It's not always easy, and it's not always pretty, but our democracy secures the freedoms we cherish and enjoy. Your vote shapes the policies that govern our country. One vote may not seem like much in a nation of 320 million, but in this video, you'll learn why your vote matters and why it's so important that you get to your polling place on Election Day and cast your vote. I hope you enjoy the video, and please make sure you exercise your democratic right and vote.
All through history, democracy has proven itself the best system of government for promoting freedom, prosperity, and peace. But today, democracy is under threat all over the world. Freedom House reports that after decades where democracy's been on the rise, the number of democracies around the world is actually declining. Dictators are tightening the reins of power, and here in America, voter participation in 2014 fell to its lowest levels in 72 years. The video you're about to watch may surprise you with its important but little-known information about democracy and voting. Hope it inspires you, too, to vote and do your part to make our democracy strong.
Why should I vote? My one vote won't make a difference.
For real? You've got to be kidding me. You know, in 1/4 of the presidential elections in the modern era, if one person out of every 1,000 switched their votes,
the result would have changed, just 1 per 1,000.
In the 2000 election, Al Gore would have become president instead of George W. Bush if just 1 in 22,000 voters in Florida switched.
Just 1 in 22,000.
One vote actually does make a huge difference.
But I just don't know enough about the candidate's position to make a good vote.
You know, you don't have to be an expert to vote.
Just like you don't have to be a great chef to know if your food tastes good.
People who disagree with everything you believed in and no less than you do vote.
They elect people who make policies that change your world in ways you don't like.
I don't owe it to anyone to vote.
Are you kidding? No obligation?
If you drove down a highway past a line of young Americans who died in World War II just so you could vote, it would take 4 hours.
for long hours.
They give up their whole lives for you. The least you can do is give up 20 minutes to vote.
My life won't change whether I vote or not.
If you care about same-sex marriage, climate change, abortion, terrorism, prosperity, war,
You must care about who becomes president and the Supreme Court justices they appoint for life.
Young Americans who don't vote are giving control of these issues to old Americans who always vote at a high rate.
Frankly, I'm not sure that democracy, which is based on the masses, is the way to choose a government.
You need to understand something that underlies democracy called collective intelligence, explained in the book, The Wisdom of Crowds.
It told of a county fair where the 787 people attending guessed the weight of an ox.
The average of their guesses was 1,197 pounds. It weighed 1,198.
They were 1 pound off. That's really cool and not an unusual result.
Another study by a theoretical physicist at the Los Alamos National Laboratory found out that the turns in a maze chosen by a majority of the people were the fastest way to get through the maze.
If this magical group intelligence that helps democracy work is true, how come I've never seen it?
If you ever watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you saw it.
When contestants called a friend with some expertise in the phone a friend option, the friends were right 65% of the time.
By comparison, when the contestant asked the average people in the audience, they were right 91% of the time.
Well, for a guessing game, you may be right, but running a government is no guessing game.
Well, compare the freedom, peace, and prosperity of those who live in democracies with those in non-democracies.
It is not even close.
Only democracy provides these essential elements in our lives with any reliability.
Are you sure? I saw a group of Americans give a standing ovation to a TED Talk speaker who said, "A better path than democracy for many is China's successful economic one-party rule." And one study found that 70% of young Americans don't think it is extremely important to live in a democracy.
Oh yeah? Ask China's Uyghur people about their non-democracy.
Many of them have been put in prison without a trial, not for trying to kill people, but simply for disagreeing with their government.
Such horrible treatment is not unusual in non-democracies.
Democracy may sometimes seem messy and inefficient,
but as British Prime Minister Winston Churchill said,
democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the other ones that have been tried.
Okay, I'll think about it, but there is no hurry.
I wouldn't be so sure. The world is changing pretty fast. For the first time in the modern era, democracy around the world is decreasing.
If our democracy were attracting proportionally as many people as ISIS in recent years, 100,000 foreigners a week would be volunteering to give their lives for our democracy.
Even our own people are slipping.
In 2014, barely a third of Americans voted, our lowest rate in 72 years, and 4 out of 5 eligible young people decided not to vote.
What should I do about it?
You should realize that 1. Your vote can be the one out of 1,000 that changes the outcome.
2. You don't have to be a political genius to choose who you think is best.
3. 400,000 Americans gave their lives so you could vote.
And 4. The issues at stake are incredibly important to you and all of us. You have no excuse. I'm going to vote.
I'm going to vote.
I'm going to vote.
I'm going to vote.
I'm going to vote. Are you?